bending. Lower back pain settles away. Side of your shoes rubs raw against damp skin. Shoes are some people work barefoot or footwear that offers full protection from stubble, stones, thorns. The earth can burn, plants can scratch. Every step teaches the foot caution. What itself is a tower like corn or dreadfully like a garden vine. Sits in the road, muffled voice, asking air without offering pity. During picking season, the bowls brighten the field flex. And then the charm fades quickly once finger. Healed hands sometimes wrap their hands or provides protection. Such protection can slow movement. Constant watch. Missions always argue. East in the artist way. Still, what is motivating? Moments of breakthrough. Someone begins to identify so hands lightly. Notice another person finds on opportunity, challenge, show that down the road that more sets them. John says that element that Mr. East travel. Safety is the top priority. John would want anyone who wants the money to get out of something risk. Big part. Real long. Poor people who cared back in the river would get in a short canoe. It's like any horse you got a mountain road. Get in the Cadillac. Level out all the bumps, you know. Critical. But this John is long since acquired name, man, and you're getting ready with him for the big journey. Our equipment is all to fit into two commitments. Americans are just rediscovering what this equipment does. Our purpose, reconnect Americans from anywhere in the beauty of the river. Our hope is to provide access in a way, quality way, quiet, respectful, makes better the environment. When we say, may the river be with you, invoking that connection. And then the wave invades my world of the river. It is a solitary, nothing but water, guide, and a cleaner back. The Mississippi has long been separated from life in the land of its banks. Concealed behind the dikes is the delta, once as a floodland area. The early discoverers of marshland may have thought that this was already the mouth, and subsequently gave it misleading. The delta is the land of the shacks, once upon a time disparagingly referred to as Negro shacks. You can occasionally still see one. As nostalgic names might appear today, they are nonetheless a reminder of despotism. Under their tin roofs lived a host of slaves whose job was to remain man. They turned the delta into a primitive cotton. The job of making white cotton balls was always accomplished without child labor, even after slavery ended. Life in the Mississippi Delta was spent on sun-scorched fields, accompanied only by the songs of the wild. better. Jen will clean it up. Fine. So that's good. The length, just on close inspection, looks okay. Color, not the price. I'm going to be the cotton balls you find in the drugstore. Bars, getting it out. Oh yeah. We're big and cotton. I'm happy. Atmosphere, it's the way of life down here. But things are slow. Nobody gives you a machine, nobody gets in a hurry. Except me when I'm talking about the movement. Every family known as a story to tell about them. We're asking you about photographs. This is one of my mother in 1932. There were two great floods. So, in recent memory, one in 27 and one in 32. This happened to be a 32 flood. She and two friends were standing out in knee-deep water. Water. And that came from 65 miles away. Thanks to the dikes, his own family. David sits in his office sometimes right now we need hot, dry weather. I mean, a rainies would be nice. And lots of sunshine. And we need about 6 weeks of it. And the forecast takes nothing but both fronts back and out. The sensitive plants begin to or to say that cotton hates like to do. Slow history of Mississippi may face Delta encounter rusting. They're called engines, machines that use speeds to clean up. They're no longer neither machines nor what's one. As always, most people remains like that mountain falls. Far back as anyone can remember the black. Sylvester Hoover was well-known for his. These days he runs a general store, carrying everything from baptism to meeting them. Thanks in large parts to his wife, Mary Ann Seward. She's been making barbecue for 27 minutes later. Sylvester Jr. is coming to bear spare lips.
Cooking out though, real southern slow cooking. So, but you would have both degrees going on a feast. Yeah, all the keeping all the time, everybody, trying to do everything at the same time. Southern cooking. Got a 3-dial wheel, got a hamburger meat. It's all right now.
Mary Ann and Sylvester Hoover want to preserve the memories, but these charm the world for the resident Baptist now than to anyone else. Though they bought a house and turned it into a bit back in the day. Anything about
rain don't fall on your vehicle when it's raining.
These houses are always called shotgun shacks. The rule of poverty.
Google Mac.
Yeah, we all say that it's pain. The way our set up, they had stayed in the front room. Girl said next room. The boys we had up bed in the kitchen or in the kitchen separate. Something like this separate. Our bed from
My population, was arrested similar to the end of 1950. Back then in Mississippi, there was no compulsory school for children. The best of those schools attended school. Progress is a line. Not much has changed. Basically, one of those open positions rise. Richards, legendary godfather of modern blues music, and to have had a reputation for paying clandestine visits to operators' wives when their husbands were working. The legend goes that he wandered he's buried beside Mount Zion Baptist Church, and the cemetery has become a mecca for blues fans. While Johnson only ever recorded some 30 songs, they remained blues to bones, pipes, and other.
But in our household, a blues band around families made us some devil's music. They wouldn't let us, if we sang blues in our home, we just slapped it. They didn't want you to sing no kind, but they would go out. They would go out on Saturday night. Man's pays pity. Counts here is the reputation. And this is due to its owner, EVP, one of the last surviving legends. There is a cousin of Margaret that he can only meet. This is the house where Jerry Fair grew up. Together with 6 siblings, the family were ethnically involved in outlawed and music.
In fact, the entire neighborhood, very religious, had to do right. They made sure we did right. They sent us, they took us, and got us involved in most of the functions that had to do. I got involved in this. and that was the chemistry. The people in Luger, their spirits were crying out, "Oh Lord, save me from these conditions." It'd be easy to change the words and say, "Deep-leg woman, keep your breast down," with the same delivery. The size, body, nature, of sexual encounter, the guitar is the next best thing.
His music and his career as a partner have been very admired, and I said, this family. Jerry's wife,
good.
Till Black youth from Chicago is spending
Good
the
night.
summer holiday. Emmett was a high-spirited boy from the big city up north on a visit down south, which was desegregated according to police. Roy Bryant and his wife Carolyn were the white owners of the mom-and-pop store, now long abandoned.
Emmett Till set out on the front of this store along with Simeon Wright and his brother. Carolyn Bryant walked out the store. She walked out this door, the cross park right here. And when she was holding her baby, when she walked out the store and went around to her car, Emmett Till whistled at her. And Simeon Wright said when Emmett Till whistled at Carolyn Bryant, that Emmett Till and his brother, they started running.
Emmett runs to his Uncle Rosewood. He thinks he is safe there. But Roy Bryant and Lila Gardner, I give no one.
Later on that night, Brian and Violet came to the house. Both offered Brian money not to take Emmett Till. And Brian almost fell for it, but his brother, J.W. Violet, said, hell no, don't take it. So we're going to take this boy out here and teach him a lesson. And then they took him away, and then the next 2 or 3 days, somebody was fishing in the river back here. Now they had the river, they seen Emmett Till, he was floating in the river or something in the river.
Emmett was not sure that eventually the days would work. The murderers eventually rotated, only to secret dreams. But for the first time, this type of untold murder made anyone roam the country.
He started with even before Dr. Martin King, it was Emmett Till, and we think he's the one that got the civil rights movement going.
Just changed problems and seriousness. But as romance care, especially young women, hundreds of local joints are favored by life. It was one of the last original joints that was volunteer.
I told that boy about this information about something he's never seen before. Looking for one down, but Bob was counting. Man, oh yeah, we have Bob, we have still around. For my love, that's the problem. They really enjoy it. But it's not gonna dance. Sometimes you get gonna dance. It's hard to dance. Because you got blues. The blues makes you feel good. You got to feel it. That's all they play is blues. Nothing else. Nothing but blues. Don't have a clock at night, the house gets packed. Yeah, come out and what about? And then I'll be going home. That's what about. So, you know, you gotta get up, out to go to work, do the job, and then say, if someone else don't fuck around with this stuff, then we have to pick that up, go to that.
lives along stratus. John says that money mostly use planets. Water level already rose during the night, and in just a